So this is Prince of Persia 0, Pop 2008. I wish they had given this a subtitle. It makes it so more confusing. Hi, my name is Matt, whatever. And yeah, it's been a good while. I think since I did the Palace of Persia, I recorded some gameplay footage of the PC version of Pop 0. And I think that was the last time I really touched it, and I was just kind of messing around then, and I'm excited to actually play some of this game. Is it the best Prince of Persia game? No. Is it the most interesting one? Yeah, maybe. It's certainly the most beautiful one, I can say that for free. And since Ubisoft either does not care about the Prince of Persia franchise, or maybe they will when they have their other fucking event that they're making me watch, and hopefully a new pop game might get revealed. Who cares? I've lost hope, you know. That's a great way to start a video. So we're loading into the storm. God, there better be subtitles on. Good.
The asking is yours.
There's so much about this game that's awesome,
What it is that I ask.
and a couple of big things that are not as awesome. And story is one of those good things.
But the sand goes where it is blown.
Yeah, sand is kind of a dick that way. It gets everywhere, and there's our hero, and also the Prince of Persia. The real hero's Elika.
I told you she didn't come this way.
Come on.
Yeah, you're right, Phil. Let's get going.
Hey, at least tell me your name!
No. So yeah, I'm Prince of Persia. This is Prince of Persia playing Prince of Persia. Never mind those settings there. This controls fine with a pad. It just kind of works, which is good. And of course, we have Nolan North here as Pop. Big ups to Nolan North for telling Ubisoft people, like, you should probably get someone else to do this role. Like, maybe someone that's a better fit. And they're like, just shut up and do the Nathan Drake voice, you fucking asshole. And he's like, oh, okay. And that's what happened. I'm sure it didn't exactly happen like that, but I'd like to think it did. But he was kind of against just doing the Nathan Drake voice again, or just his own voice. Whoopsie. You know, let's get filthy.
Talk about this.
As he holds his sword. So this is a nice tutorial. You know, story is getting pushed here as we're tutorializing. It's totally fine. I can do that, no problem. So yeah, you know, just looking at these characters talking and stuff again, like, holy shit, I still love the way this game looks. It's kind of cel-shaded style. It's just so appealing. Like, this game is gonna look timeless in a couple more decades. Maybe not after that, but always takes a little bit to get acclimatized to this game's combat, just because it has a different flow than most combat, especially in Prince of Persia.
Yes.
Girl, do you need shoes? Can you not afford shoes? Is there something wrong at home? And of course, this is the other game's main feature, just talking to Elika.
Obviously, pretty high maintenance, but you shouldn't need to go throwing yourself off cliffs onto men.
And she's just like, I'm not even gonna reply to that, dude. That's fucking stupid. So, yeah, there are thousands of lines of dialogue for these two, so whenever you want to talk to Elika, you can very much do that. So all these buttons basically combo into each other and make for very pretty, not the most fulfilling bits of combat you'll ever see in terms of, you know, what you want to do. And I love this name, Grip Fall. It's super edge-like. Look at that! There's a reason why the special edition packaging of this game had the gauntlet on the front.
You guys worship a tree?
Who does that? Yeah, but this is our hub, and it's a nice looking one. Reminds me a little bit of Shadow of the Colossus, you know? It's because how open it is. And what's cool is that we can see four our four main environments that we can head to. That castle over there, that spire, these weird air balloons, Cirque du Soleil, I don't know what that is, and outdated technology, i.e. wind. So I talked about this in my Palace of Persia retrospective, but it's a real shame that almost everything about this game got leaked 4 months before it was actually finally revealed. Like Alika's design, this prince's design, like all this like main concept art that basically clued you in that this was getting rebooted. And that really sucks.
Scares naughty children.
Unless you want to see lots of dead naughty children, you'll help me fix this.
Sorry, what? So yeah, we're dealing with two warring gods, Ahriman and Digimon, I believe. I forget the other one's name. Ormaz. That was it.
Thank you for helping me reach here. But now you should go.
But I have a sword.
Oh, just like
Alika!
Yeah.
I've got this.
You've got this, huh? So this is like basically a boss fight, and it kind of can get a little tricky if memory serves.
Father, no! I beg of you!
Father?
I guess King is no pushover. He has such a cool stance. It's very threatening. Your attack was out of range, holy shit! So you gotta close that range, close that distance. Oh! Man. I've never headbutted someone, and I never want to be headbutt. I'm good. It's too dangereux, là. Now let's really go. Come on. Oh no!
I think we need a better plan.
A better plan than get out of here? So here we go. Alika can also be used in your combos. She's your magic button, which is neat. So like, magic into jumping, into sword strikes, into like there's a lot of combinations that lead to, you know, really cool looking animations. But in terms of, I don't know, I really get what they're trying to do. Like make something really pretty and flashy, essentially. And it is. It really, really is. So yeah, if you can kind of get to where an enemy is spawning before the enemy actually spawns, you can stop it. Like, if we get there, I'm not sure if it'll let us, but no. You can get to that fissure, I guess it's called, and stop the enemy from actually spawning in. So you can skip battles, essentially, which is not a bad thing.
We can't reach them anyway. We'll have to get to these four. Then we can see what's happening.
If I ever find that donkey. Carpet's this thick.
This thick. They can support a lot of sex, these carpets. We know, Prince. So this is your map, and there's a tutorial for the map because it's a whole thing. These lands are locked. You'll need to activate a power at the temple before you can reach them. That's good. That's good. Power plates can be activated at the temple when Alika has enough light seeds. So this basic map tutorial, it kind of tells you what's wrong with this game. Is that it's very rinse and repeat. It gets really, really repetitive because you're never doing anything too different. You see how all these areas are like mapped exactly the same? It's because the game goes in a very linear but not linear order. I can choose any of these four bosses. There's four bosses that run with Ahriman. They're his crew. You're essentially just doing the same thing over and over again. You go in here, you enter this world, you collect all the light seeds, you bring back life to each of these little quadrants, and then you fight the boss. Rinse and repeat 3 more times. And it's the game's great failing. You never feel much more powerful, and there's not that big sense of progression from the start of the game as there is to the end. Now, you do get these other powers down here, but they're simply navigational powers, and they're nothing like due to combat or like special abilities, and that's kind of where the game falters. It offers very little variety. Now, these stages, you can see there's like airships, these towers, this crumbling tower, and like this, each boss is very different. So there's that, I guess. We're going to go over here, I think. So yeah, we're going to talk about that thing I wanted to talk about a bit before, which is death. Because there really is no death in this Prince of Persia. Is their attempt to sort of, I wouldn't say make it casual friendly, but yeah, it was to make it casually friendly. And that's essentially it. A noble thing to do. I think there's something neat about that. Was it handled perfectly here? No, not perfectly. Basically, if you ever, you know, die on a jump or whatever, Elika will always save you, like I just demonstrated there for you all. So if you ever die in a pit, she'll automatically grab you and throw you back to where you are. Now, that doesn't work all the time, in the sense that it always has to be, she'll always bring you back to the last hard-grounded platform, like any landmass that you last touched. So if you're doing a bunch of trapeze shit, she's eventually just going to put you back at the last landmass you were at. So you can talk to her and get more lore.
We saw the darkness. That was
Armin.
If we saw Armin in the vision, doesn't that mean it's him creating them?
No.
It wasn't Armin. This is Ormaz's power.
What?
It is the temple protecting itself.
So Ahriman is bad, Ormaz is good. That's all you really need to know. Now that we're in this main little area, this is where the real platforming comes into play. And it's not like the hardest platformer in the world, especially since you can't die. But what it is kind of like the most elaborate, with animations and stuff. So they're always kind of in these loops. You can see there's a circular pattern here, and that's a fight down there. So the level design is very interesting in Pop 2008. I like it. It's a little bit different than how it is, and it's super easy to navigate, unlike fucking Warrior Within. I mean, it's really hard to get confused on this fucking map. No, of course. It's not the most detailed map in the world, and again, with Elika's power, you can navigate it quite easily. So, you see, we have to get light seeds there. So, we have to get rid of the corruption in each area, and that releases a bunch of light seeds. When she has that, we can go back to the temple and redeem it for another power. Again, this stuff, you do it more than 4 times, really, but it's 4 like worlds with like sub levels and stuff. And by the end of like the second one, you're kind of like, okay, well, I'm ready for the next thing, but there is no next thing, Sally. Look at this fucking animation! It's so good! And, you know, I'll remind everyone again, I'm playing the Steam version. So the Steam version, while it has the best graphical options, as you would expect, it lacks the DLC of the Prince of Persia Epilogue, which was their attempt to fix the ending.
Sorry for your wasted effort.
Because some people were not a fan of the ending, because the game just simply stops, and it kind of lacks an ending. They sold it as DLC. I think at first you had to pay for it, but then after a while they're like, just give it away for free, I guess. I think. I have a memory of that. Just tap that shit button bash! So, remember bringing life back to video games? Like every couple of games released between 2006 2008, I want to say. So now you have a very pleasant platforming experience. So like I said, a pleasant platforming experience. So you just kind of go around where we just basically went around. And now everything that has, not everything, there's some like hallways outside on the outskirts that have all this corruption still. But you just kind of platform around, and everything is nice and pretty, and you just collect all the light seeds until you've gathered 60. And then you get your next power, and you can move on. And like I said before, rinse, 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 and repeat. So it's a real game where you can veg out and just kind of play very, very casually. Like, again, with no real threat of death. You can just kind of take your time. Put on a cast pod one of those things. And so over here is there's going to be some light seeds you can't actually get. You're going to need a certain power to actually get all of them. For 60, I don't think it's going to be that problem. But if you want all 1,000, yeah, you're going to need to come back to certain areas to collect them all. It's kind of a dick move, but it is what it is. 21 to 60. I mean, if you're a completionist, like a collectionist, that's a word. This is the game for fucking you. Yeah, very, very easily. Much more than any other Prince of Persia, because there's none that have the amount of collectibles that this one fucking does. So you know what's funny is that, like, now that Assassin's Creed is generally getting away from what Assassin's Creed used to be. I personally like the Assassin's Creed RPG style that they've done for the last 3 games. 3 games, yeah. That makes it so that Prince of Persia is even more different as a franchise. You notice that? You know, you could lobby that Assassin's Creed 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. It's very similar in its approach to platforming and all that, but it's not a thing anymore. It's barely a fucking thing. Look at this place. Looks so cool. So, yeah. We have some corruption to get rid of here. Like, what I like about this in terms of its art style, that these feel like the ethereal levels, the mystical, weird levels that you'd see in Sands of Time games. Oh god, there's a puzzle. I picked the wrong fucking place. Alright, we need more light seeds, so we're gonna head to another boss for now, just for variety's sake, I guess. I think this is the... I don't know. There's a warrior, there's an alchemist, there's a concubine. I thought it was dancer. You know, I'm mixing up my Final Fantasy jobs, I guess. This might be the alchemist. I forget, I think there's like the lawyer? Something like that. Ah, jeez, how do I even fight him? Whoa, look at him do that zigzag. That's crazy shit. Dude, alchemy can't beat swordsmanship. Never, ever, ever. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Now that should teach you something.
Yeah! So again, alchemy, kind of a worthless skill, to be fair.
We have to use these powers to get up to the fertile grounds?
Yes, they were used to protect them.
You're gonna have to teach me how to use them.
Nah, I'm just gonna do whatever. See, all you just go there and you press magic, and they just magic each other. Whoa! I'm high as fuck. Hey, so I think this is Prince of Persia 2008. I'm good. I think I'm good for now. Like I said, I would gladly play this any day of the week for like an hour or two. But playing it all the way through is a bit repetitious. I'm just saying. What is your favorite Prince of Persia game? I played Forgotten Sands not too long ago, and there's a couple that have really flown under the radar, especially Forgotten Sands on the mighty PSP. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it is a thing. Let me know in the comments. I know there's still a few Prince of Persia games I have not played on the channel in a gameplay video. There's Prince of Persia 3D. There's still Sands of Time, ironically enough. Holy shit!
The task of our people is past. The tree grows weak.
Are those your words? Or Arwen's?
Oh.
Where was Ormas when your mother was taken from us? Where was he in your hour of need? Elika, I am your father. I am your king.
Don't give a fuck.
Say, the next time you want to win your daughter back, you could try just giving her a pony. The apocalypse doesn't really cut it.
Or a donkey. This guy's just stewing in his salty juices. Get fucked, bitch. Whoa. So yeah, that was fun. Game is still very pretty. It's available on Steam. Hopefully, since Ubisoft has gotten rid of that huge asshole that was controlling all Ubisoft games' creative decisions, maybe we'll see a Prince of Persia in the future. I'm not hopeful, but I'm I'm open to hope. Let me know in the comments any other games I can play on the channel, and I'll see what I can do for you.